Hey, what's up you guys, it's Connor, and today I'm going to be doing a book review on Shattered Minds by Laura Lam. If you guys don't know, this is the second book in the Pacifica trilogy, sort of. It's a trilogy of standalones, so each novel is set in the same world but follows different characters, so you don't have to read one before the other. This one comes chronologically after the first one, which is False Hearts. I did a book review on that, and I'll leave that up in the card symbol if you want to check it out. So there are some things that overlap because this one chronologically comes after that one, but you're not going to be completely spoiled for False Hearts if you read Shattered Minds first. And you're not going to miss out on very much if you don't read False Hearts before you read this one. This one follows two characters. The first one is a girl named Karina. As a child, she was tested on by this company named Sudis. Because of that, she has very intense murderous inclinations, and to protect other people from herself, she has started going to zeal lounges, and zeal lounges in this science fiction future world are where you can experience very vivid, real feeling dreams, and it is used by people to get out those morally wrong inclinations so you don't actually do them in real life. But zeal can be addicting, and so Karina at the beginning of the book is insanely addicted to zeal, and her life is in shambles. The second character that you follow is a guy named Drax. Drax is a Native American transgender twin, but he's part of a group named the Trust, and they are trying to take down Sudis. And when Karina comes into some knowledge that could help them take down Sudis, they end up teaming up and going after the company. As usual with my book reviews, I'm going to go through my pros, go through my cons, give you my rating, and be done. A big pro for me was that this book continued the extremely entertaining and enticing reading experience that False Hearts had. I could not put this book down, and I just wanted to keep reading until I was finished with it, and now I'm eagerly awaiting the next book. Right from the first page and the first chapter, you are so hooked into the story, you have to find out what's going to happen next. Another thing that I like about this world and about this novel is that sexuality and gender are not a big deal anymore because this is in the future, so people have gotten over their irrational judgments about different people. So if you're gay or bisexual, which the main character of the first book is bisexual, it's not a big deal, and you can be whoever you want to be, and they have the technology to allow you to easily be the person that you are. And because of that, in this world there are so many different types of people. Like, for instance, one person in this book has scales instead of regular skin and has a third arm in the middle of his chest. You can be whoever you want to be, and I really liked that this world allows people to explore their identity and come into their own. And another pro for me, because I did read False Hearts, is that I love the Easter eggs that they have in this book for False Hearts. It has some relation to Mana's Hearth, which is where the girls in the first book grew up. And there's one or two sentences in the middle of the book that I think talk about some of the characters that were in the first book. And I was like, oh, I remember them. I want to know how they're doing. But now I'm totally invested in these characters and I want to know what they're doing. Another pro for me, and I know that this is a lot of people's buzzwords, is that with Karina, it really follows her as she's finding a family and finding connections with people, because she has kept herself distant from everyone for her entire life. Ever since she was tested on, she has not been close with anyone. And so this novel really explores her opening herself up and finding in other people what she's always lacked in a family. And seeing that happen and seeing that unfold slowly was extremely gratifying, and I loved reading it. With Karina, I really liked that it explores her past slowly, and that's a plot device that's used in this book, but I really liked learning about her old life every so often while the main storyline, the current storyline, was going forward. It had something similar in False Hearts, but it was done differently, and in both it's done very well, and I appreciated it. One thing that was a con for me in the first book was that the world building wasn't as concrete as I would like it to. I had a lot of questions while reading the first book about the political system or the social system, stuff like that, and in this book you get a lot of those answers. You learn a lot more about the political system and how corrupt Pacifica is, and you also learn a lot more about the social life and how different levels of people live. Regular people live a certain way, addicts to zeal live another way, celebrities live this way, government officials live that way, people that are high up in Sudis live like this. So you got a lot of answers to how this world is set up and how it works and how it functions. And I'm glad we got to see that in this novel. I had one neutral for this book, and that was that the ending of the book is left quite open. You know where all the characters are at the end of the book, but you don't know exactly where they're gonna go, which I guess is a good thing, because then she could use that in the third book, even though the third book will follow different characters, but she might I don't know, tell you how the characters end up from this book, but I still have a lot of questions about the characters and where they're going and how they're feeling and what's going on. It's just more open than I'm used to, and it didn't affect my reading experience either way. But if you don't like more open endings, you might not like the ending of this book as much as False Hearts. And the only con that I had really for this book was the romance in this book was very sudden. It seemed like the characters were just going along, doing their thing, you know, trying to take down Sudis, and then boom, there's love in the air. And I was like, wait, what? I didn't think that the romance in this book would have happened exactly like that, but it wasn't that big of a deal for me. And as you guys know, I'm not a huge romance person in books anyway, so take that with a grain of salt. So overall, I really enjoyed myself while reading this book. I absolutely love Pacifica and learning about these different characters in the same world, dealing with the problems that Pacifica has in different ways. I definitely recommend False Hearts, and I definitely recommend Shattered Minds, whichever one sounds more interesting to you. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars, and I am so pumped to read the third book, like I said earlier. So that's going to be my review on Shattered Minds by Laura Lam. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below if you've read False Hearts. Have you read Shattered Minds? Are you interested in either one? If you have any other things you want me to know, leave it down below, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.